Let's see. Too scared to describe?
Welcome back to my story. As we talked about last time, finding out the game in which I unwillingly decided to take part, I smashed the device in my backyard. Nothing happened for the next couple of weeks. I went on with my life, trying to forget the curious incident that I experienced. But of course, nothing good lasts forever. One evening, as I was scrolling through my phone, I saw a notification at the top of my screen. Congratulations, you've been selected, it said. I tried to click on it to see from which app it came, but nothing happened.
Oh,
After a couple of seconds, it disappeared. I went through the multitude of apps I had to check if any of them was installed by mistake. Of course, I didn't find anything. I even Googled the problem as I normally do when something comes up, but I didn't find anything similar. As I got a call from some friends to go out to dinner, I quickly put this minor incident aside and went to get ready. After about 15 minutes, they were at my door. Hey guys, did you ever get a notification on your phone and when you pressed on it, it didn't do anything? I asked them on the way to the restaurant. I don't think so, one of them said, and then the other one gave me the same response. Oh well, must have been a glitch or something, I continued, not wanting my paranoia to ruin my night. We got to the
he's a
restaurant,
reasonable
took our
paranoia.
seats, and the waiter brought us the menu. Everything looked amazing, and that night, I decided to get something fancy, so the lobster was my first choice. After I told the waiter, he smiled and said that the chef will come to the table. I never had anything like that happen to me ever, but it was exciting. 10 minutes passed, and then a tall, intimidating man arrived at our table. Hello, I understand you ordered the lobster. It's customary that you come to the tank in the back and choose whichever lobster you'd want, he told me as he put his hand on my shoulder. He actually squeezed pretty hard for a second. I never knew why. That sounds great, I said while smirking at my friends. I felt like I was in one of those high-end restaurants.
He says he's something suspicious yet, Ronnie? Oh my god.
He escorted me through the dining area, then through the kitchen, and finally in a back room. It was pitch dark. Are the lobsters being kept in the dark? I asked while standing still, waiting for him to turn on the lights. Yes. They are sensitive to artificial light, he told me. These words were followed by a loud, high-pitched noise coming from my ears, and after that, I lost consciousness. Hey, let me go! What's going on? I yelled as I opened my eyes. I looked around but couldn't see anyone. It seemed that I was in a cage in a basement somewhere with my hands and feet all tied up. Help! I yelled, but no one answered me. I had a sticking pain in the side of my neck. Later, I would find out that the reason why I fainted in the restaurant was because the chef stuck a needle in my neck, injecting me with some sort of chemical. I decided that screaming won't help, and I immediately started looking for ways to get out of there. But just as I was doing that, another person entered the room. It seemed that it was another guy, and he was unconscious too. One large man who had a mask on his face carried him to an empty cage right next to mine. Hey, what is this? I yelled as I tried to get a response out of the masked man, but he ignored me. I just stood there, dumbfounded, not knowing what to believe. After he shut the door, I looked to my left. The other guy was waking up. Hey, what's going on here? I desperately asked him. But as soon as he got himself together, I received a response I didn't quite want. I don't know either. I sat there and thought about it, and then that video projector came to mind. Hey man, did you happen to buy a video projector on Black Friday? I asked him. Huh? Video projector? I don't know, he said to me. What do you mean you don't know? I was getting angry. I got one as a gift around that time, but it turned out it was some interactive crap. I don't like that sort of stuff, he responded. That's the moment I knew that him and I were in that stupid game that the masked dude who appeared on my wall that time lured me into.
Oh boy.
I knew that in a short period of time, one of us will die. I quickly turned to my left. Hey, what number were you assigned? I asked the guy. He seemed clueless. I explained to him what's going on and that one of us will be picked to be murdered on a live broadcast. Are you kidding me? The guy said as he opened his eyes wide. He tried to get up, but hit his head on the top of the cage. Before I could explain further, 4 men came into the room. They let us out of our cages and took us into some sort of empty room. What are you doing? Let us go! Are you insane? I kept yelling at those 4 guys. Of course, they didn't mind me. After they threw us on the floor, they left and another guy came in. When I saw him, I immediately felt like I'd seen him before. Then it hit me. It was the same masked man I saw when running the projector. Welcome. As you may know, you are now part of the game. One of you will survive and one of you will die. Of course, this is all up to chance. The players at home need to vote. Good luck. The guy said before leaving the room. I tried to open the room he closed, but since I was tied up, I couldn't do much, and neither could the other guy. At that moment, the same 4 men came back in and made us look at a screen. There, we saw our selected number, 899 and 1344. The latter was mine. We saw in real time how many votes each of us got. And while the numbers were increasing, I realized that more than 10,000 people were involved in this, and they weren't aware that they will die too. Finally, the counter stopped at 6433 for him and 3567 for me. What does this mean? I asked the men, but they swiftly took the other guy away as he was screaming his lungs out. The main villain came into the room. Congratulations, you will live. Of course, you are now free to go, but before we let you out, know this. We will always keep an eye on you and any other lucky contestants. If you say one word about this entire operation, we will know. Understood? Damien, the single child of Anna and Rick? I was speechless. These men were dangerous, and I didn't want anything to happen to me or my family. Yes, I stuttered as they were untying me. I was then
Smart
escorted
move.
through a dark hallway. I couldn't see anything, but could hear the screams of terror the guy who was just sitting next to me was letting out. Apart from that, the noise made by wooden bats bashing his skull made my skin crawl. We reached a door. Goodbye, I heard. But before I could say anything, I felt a pain in my neck, similar to the first one. I was injected again and lost consciousness. I woke up in my bed, in my pajamas,
What do you
like
expect to
nothing
happen?
happened.
Just let him walk
I
out?
was fortunate to be alive, but beware of what type of stuff you buy online.
That almost reminds me of Squid Game. The whole putting them to sleep,
Oh,
basically,
yeah. I
so
remember
they
that.
can't remember where they are.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that. Be careful what you buy online, because, geez, just... Oh, and I just realized the YouTube channel is called Broccoli Animations. It's like the heck. I mean, hey, unique name. I mean, go for it. Look at that. And I'll of course leave the link to this channel up in the description of my this video, of course, as always. I always do.